welcome back to my channel. So it's Bernie here. I know it's been ages, it's been hella long since I've been on this channel. It's been like 2 months now, but you know what, to tell you the truth, I have no excuse. I've just been living my best life. I did try to record a video and I never got around to editing it and putting it up, so we're gonna start from scratch. Okay, so I thought the best way to start off, since we're going into September and going back into uni, is to start off with a back to school kind of video. Then I'm going to be discussing, as you guys have seen from the title, 5 resources. That's not 5 resources every medical student should have. This is vital, this is important. Those are my 2 keywords I always say, you guys already know. So yeah, I'm just going to discuss that. So if you guys want to know, just keep on watching. The number 1 I'm going to talk about, I feel everyone has access to this, is YouTube. YouTube is actually so important. You could learn anything from YouTube, whether that be obviously being fashion, makeup, learning certain skills, and even medicine. I mean, there's 2 channels that I find very useful. The first one is Osmosis. The way they explain different topics on there, they break it down, give you the main facts about the disease, for example, symptoms, diagnosis and treatment. That channel does it. Another channel I also use, I'm not sure I can pronounce it properly. They've got 2 names, so it's called Armando. I think it's called Armando. I'm gonna try and put the link at the bottom. It's Armando Hugo something, I'm not too sure. But yeah, those 2 channels, Osmosis and the other one, they're very good. You can learn whatever you want to learn on there. I mean, if you do miss a lecture, I don't advise you to miss a lecture, but if you do miss a lecture, you can go on there and really teach yourself several topics that they've gone through, several systems, whatever that may be. So that's the first one, YouTube. In terms of anatomy, the second resource would be for anatomy. So the one I find very good is called Teach Me Anatomy. Now, we have, in my medical school, we have a booklet that we have to fill every time we do different systems. Using that booklet, you go into the class and then you fill in different questions in there. I do try to fill my book in. It is advisable, they have advised us to fill it in before you come in, so you can just try to learn when you're actually in the anatomy sessions. Teacher Anatomy is something I use to fill in my books. It's very great. It explains things, so whether that be in the nerves, the muscles, the blood supply, blood vessels, it explains everything, and it also has got very detailed picture. I mean, there is also another one called Aclens, I think, but I find Teach Me Anatomy very user friendly. The third resource is called Pass Test. This is a subscription based online medical school practice exam kind of thing. I got a year subscription for about £50, I think it was. You can get it for a lesser duration, you can get it for a lesser period of time, just totally up to you how long you want it. Yeah, I've just been using that just to complement my studying, complement my lectures, complement the textbooks and the YouTube. The 4th resource I'm going to talk about is your module handbook. Obviously it'll be different from different unis, but I feel like your module handbooks are very important because it tells you what you need to know and what you don't actually need to know. I mean, you go to certain lectures and it can, you know, overload you with so much information that you don't actually need to know. They're just making you aware of it, and some of them do say, oh, you don't need to know that. So if you follow your module handbook, that's what the exam questions are set on, hopefully, fingers crossed. That's what they're set on. So if you're able to use that when you're studying to question yourself, do I know what this is? Can I write an answer to this? Can I write a paragraph to this? Can I write the 5 main symptoms to this disease, whatever that may be? And a quick point is to mention that I know sometimes your module handbooks don't correlate with the lectures, or they don't correlate with what you've been taught. That's a very grey area that we're not going to discuss in this video, just because you just have to take it to your own discretion, to be honest. But using your module handbooks is very good in terms of taming your studies. Final resource I'm going to talk about is your friends. Sounds odd, but it's important. I'll give you guys an example. I mean, during like exams, there's certain things you would read, I've mentioned this before, there's certain things you would read and not think it's important, but someone else might think it's important, and then they read it, and then, you know, before the exams everyone's discussing things which I feel like it's important. I mean, certain people, they feel nervous doing that. If that's not you, then that's fine, but it helps you to re-cement your knowledge and to gain extra knowledge if you've skipped it in the past. Using your friends can also come in the form of testing each other, depending on how you like to study. I personally, I've said this before as well, I like to study on my own at first, make sure I know what it is I'm supposed to know, make sure I know the information, and then try to study with other people by testing each other, by asking questions, by getting them to explain something to you, or you explaining to someone. Because if you can explain to someone, it shows that you understand it because you're able to teach it. But yeah, those are the 5 resources I wanted to discuss. So that was YouTube, Teach Me Anatomy, Past Test, your module handbook, and using your friends. I mean, there are more, I'm sure there are more resources that there are, but I just wanted to discuss the 5 ones that I found very important. If you do have other ones that you feel like works for you and you want to share with other people, do leave in the comment section below, and do leave any questions or any comments you guys have. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it or found it useful, and also don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.